The Ukrainian government says it's regained control of two key cities in the east, which had been threatened by pro-Russian separatists. But Russia says the situation will only stabilize when Kiev starts respecting the rights of ethnic Russians in Ukraine. Fox's Greg Palcott has more from London. April is National Volunteer Month, and groups across the country are offering a chance to give back. Today, Polo Sandoval introduces you to a man and his best friend who have answered the call to help from hospitals to hurricanes.
The jury in a Baldwin County shooting case is now deliberating. Stephen
Penson is charged with assault in an incident prosecutors call road rage.
Fox 10 News reporter Hal Sherrick joins us by phone from Bay Minette with the latest on the case. Hal?
Well, the case is putting the spotlight on defense laws in Alabama. You have the right to stand your ground under certain circumstances. We asked defense attorney Jeff Dean to give us some examples. A meeting on school expansion in Baldwin County is scheduled for tonight. The meeting gets underway at 6 o'clock at Fairhope High School. It will focus on Fairhope schools and the expansion plans for J. Larry Newton School. The board will discuss the exact size and space needs of the schools in relation to growth in the county. Well, the city of Mobile has approved what some consider a compromise to the controversy surrounding parking in the neighborhood around Lad Peebles Stadium.
Now, people who charge for parking on their own property during big games have some new guidelines to follow. Fox 10 News reporter Renee Dials is live outside Government Plaza to tell us about them. Renee?
A big event is going on in Mobile tonight to help young people and meet Alabama football coach Nick Saban at the same time. I know a lot of you are excited about that. Coach Saban is speaking to a special event for Team Focus. Now, Team Focus is aimed at guiding young men without a father figure in their lives. It was created by well-known sports commentator Mike Gottfried. Tonight's event kicks off at 5:30. Fox 10 sports anchor Simone Eli is there. She'll join us later in the hour with a live report. A memorial service will be held tonight in Virginia Beach for former Alabama Senator Jeremiah Denton.
Denton, who was born in Mobile, was a retired Rear Admiral in the Navy. He was shot down over North Vietnam and tortured by his communist captors for 7.5 years. He became famous for covertly blinking the word torture in Morse code during this propaganda film. He was released in 1973, and he died last month.
His place in history is a source of great pride for his family. They shared their memories. Well, more than 2 weeks since the devastating mudslide in Washington state, and recovery operations are still going on. Crews are trying to find any victims buried under the sledge. The latest on the search up next. The death toll from the landslide that hit a small community in Washington has risen to 34. Officials there have identified all but 4 of the dead. Crews have reason to believe some of the 12 people still reported missing may be in an area that's currently underwater. That area was flooded when the landslide pushed water out of a river below. Tomorrow, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will begin work to drain that area. President Obama signed 2 executive orders today. The order getting the most attention is the one pushing to close the gender gap. Equal pay for equal work for both men and women.
Fox News correspondent Michelle Macaluso has more from Washington. Think of this, 11 days. That's all the time that red snapper fishermen will likely get this summer. That's the word that Fox 10 News received today.
Fishery Council meetings are ongoing in Baton Rouge, but the news isn't likely to get any better for snapper fishermen.
That's right. Fox 10 News reporter Matt Barentine talked with the decision makers to find out why the season is being reeled in.
One city council member says he would have never voted in favor of the revised budget approved last week if he had all of the facts. Fox 10 News reporter Renee Dials was at today's meeting when the council member explained his regrets. She's live at Government Plaza with that story. Renee? About a proposed fast food restaurant in Malbus. Now, concerned citizens showed up at a DAPHNE City Council meeting last night to talk against or speak out against the possible construction of a Hardee's. Neighbors say they are concerned about the noise, trash, and their property value decreasing. They're also worried about traffic issues, and they say the site was approved behind closed doors. The Daphne Police Department needs your help catching a trio of crooks. Daphne police say the couple you see on the screen were using stolen credit cards to ring up big purchases in Target's electronics department late last month. Detectives say at the same time, this woman who you see here walking out was at the front of the store making other purchases. Police say the credit card charges they came from a local woman's purse that they broke into a car to get. Airbus is getting ready to do another round of hiring in Mobile.
That word comes on the first anniversary of the groundbreaking for the final assembly line facility. Fox 10 News reporter Steve Alexander tells us what's ahead.